Well, g'day everyone and welcome back to the channel. Alright, today we're going to do a water shooting tutorial. This plant here is actually 3 plants that have come in together. So what I'm looking for is the strongest one, which actually appears to be that back one there. And that one we're going to leave in place. Okay, what we're going to do now is leave the black one in place, and we will cut down at ground level. On the other two. Didn't quite get it. Okay. Now we'll take these little plants inside and move on from there. Okay, now we're back inside, out of the heat of the day. We'll have a look at what we've got with our plants. Okay, now I don't know if they're going to show on camera, but with tomatoes you've got lots of little fine hairs along the stalk. Those hairs will actually turn into roots very, very easily. Tomatoes, anything in the Solemn family tends to do that, tomatoes especially. You'll find if you water too heavily, you end up getting water roots out of them. They get lumpy and you get hairs out of them, even out in the garden above the ground. So what we're going to do is we're going to strip it back and just pinch it off to do that. Okay, and there's our first piece for water rooting. This one here is a much more advanced plant. Would have been, if the other one wasn't ready, then this one would have been the one. This was obviously the weakest of the 3. Now you'll see on here we have some suckers. Let me take this leaf section off first. Let's make it a bit more clear. Got some small suckers here. Okay, so those bottom 2 suckers are basically miniature tomato plants. So what we're going to do is we're going to nip those off. Just where they bulge out of the main trunk. And again with that one. Okay. And again, we'll just take off the lower leaves. And we're left with our tiny tomato plant. That's where its growth is, and that's the first set of leaves underneath that new growth. Same with this one. So we're down to the new growth and the set of leaves underneath it. So 2 more pieces. This one here, we'll just clean up anything down the bottom. I'm actually going to trim this a bit higher because I don't want so much leaf on it while I'm water shooting. ending up with a large amount of stalk there, but as I said, I don't want to keep too much leaf on it. It will root better from the bottom where we've got that purplish color. That's going to root better, but anywhere along it will root. And I can plant it deeper in the ground if I've only got roots on this part. Okay, so little mason jar, purely with tap water in it. I'm just going to put our little plants in there. These ones we're going to try and not let those leaves all the way down. So balance them up on the other ones. Okay, now I'm just going to put that in a nice bright window. I'm not going to use a north facing, or in the northern hemisphere that would be a south facing window at this stage, because I do have some really hot days. It's up in the 30s, so it's heading towards hundreds in US terms. So yeah, I don't want to put it in that extreme of temperature. I'm going to put it in the kitchen window, which is actually a west facing window, so it's going to get some afternoon sun, rather than a north facing window, which is going to cop a beating of sun all day. So I will just put it there, we'll leave it for a couple of days and come back and have a look at it. 24 hours in, you can see those bumps along the stem there. That's the water roots I was talking about that you normally get in wet condition. That's the start of root formation. So it's coming along. Day 2, those water bumps are a bit more pronounced in there. And you can see some of the hairs are growing. So we are moving towards roots. Day 3, you can see those hairs are getting longer, turning more into roots. So let's have a look at it tomorrow. Hey, day 5, I forgot to take some footage yesterday on day 4, but as you can see on day 5, we have roots. Very much so on the ones that are just the plants cut down. We've got some minor root formation, not as big on the suckers. But yeah, and the ones that are the plants, as you see on day 5, they are absolutely covered with roots. So looking good. Day 6, as you can see, we've got some monstrous roots going on there now. They will be ready for planting tomorrow, which is going to be 1 week. And the cuttings I might leave for a little bit longer. As you can see, they're starting to form the roots up now, looking gorgeous. But yeah, basically we're looking at a week. All right folks, here we are, day 7, so 1 week in. And you can see the gorgeous root structure that these tomatoes now have. All right, I'm gonna go pop them out in the garden, and I will probably finish the video in a week's time once they've had a chance to establish, so you can see whether it's worked or not. A week on from putting the water shooted plants in the ground, as you can see, both doing good. They've actually put on a little bit of size, which is fantastic. When I put them in, I did trim them back, some of the main leaves, just so that, because we've had some really hot weather, it just meant that those tiny new roots didn't have to support such a big plant, and that they had a chance to grow into the roots. So yeah, that there is the 2 that were just the plant cut off at ground level. And down here we have one of the suckers that was planted. As you can see, again, that's doing great. The other sucker I didn't use because I have enough of these tomato plants going already. All right, thank you very much everyone for watching, and bye for now.